Well, good morning, everybody. This is Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in that comment section, that chat box. Let me know that you can, so I know I'm not talking to myself for the next half hour. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. And as you do, keep in mind that everything we look at here today, let me bring that screen up, is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right. And if you like what you see, make sure you follow along the various social media platforms that we've got going out there. If you're following us here today on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, make sure you follow us on those platforms and take a look at the others, because we put tons of content out. Not as much this week because Sean is on vacation, but in general, we have lots of info going out there. Hey, say hey, Joan. Good morning. Appreciate that. It's so bright on a Monday morning here, right? Frankie, Erica, good morning. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the futures and see where we're at. All right. TradeStation's definitely giving me a little bit of a problem. I'm going to restart after class today. But the S&P 500 is up 44. The Dow is up 266. The NASDAQ is up 185. Yeah, Joe, I wonder who has anything to do with that. The Russell is up about 20. Bitcoin is up to 31,000. There you go. It's up 1,930 points. Ethereum is up 167 to 1,900. And then gold is up 4.5. And oil is down 41 cents to $118.42. We were getting near 120 again. Come on. There we go. All right. So we pushed up on it in the overnight session. All right, started pushing back up again, and we got right here, just shy of it by pennies, and then we've fallen off a little bit. So our short-term drop in prices in New York are going to disappear very quickly with the state taxes going away. And I saw that. I live on Long Island. My mom is in Queens. I was in there on Friday, and their prices after the reduction of the New York state taxes we're still looking at $4.89 a gallon. There's a city tax, which was about 10 cents a gallon. I don't know what it is today any longer, if they dropped city or not. I know state tax was dropped. But huge difference in the price of gas. We were down to $4.60 and change, $4.61, $3, and it looks like we're heading right back to where we were. So we'll see. It ain't looking pretty, that's for sure. All right, so let's go take a look at some trades from last week. Let me know the trade setups that you did. I'm going to go in depth into one trade from last week, the goods, the bads, the uglies. But it's time to share. This is where we open the community up and ask you to participate, help everyone else that's inside of here learn. Folks, there are traders that are in here that are brand spanking new, don't know a stock from a rock. There are some of you that are in here that are very experienced traders, right? And sharing those experiences, what you're doing, what you're looking at, can be nothing but beneficial to the group, for them, everybody to see what's going on. So with that, let me switch over here. So for those of you that are newer here, when I find a candidate that goes on a list, if that candidate is one that is a standard trade setup for me, meaning an Amazon, an Apple, a Tesla, a Google, Home Depot, MasterCard, ones that are on power option plays, and ones that I know, right? I have no problem going with a directional trade on the news. When it's ones that I'm not familiar with, I know who Coinbase is, but I don't trade them regularly. I know who Kohl's is. I don't trade them regularly. I know who Restoration Hardware is. I don't trade them regularly. These are the ones off of last week's tracking sheet, Friday's sheet. So a spread works extremely well on them. Now, with Tesla being on our list last week, and they had a hiring freeze and a 10% staff reduction, right? So we're looking at a bear call spread above 789 on Tesla. And actually, let's go here. All right. So what had happened on Tesla was they broke, right? You could have easily gone in right in here, right? Done a bear call spread. You would have rocked right on the open. You rocked all the way up here. Yep, right about there, right where that line is. That's about where you would have sold above that. Okay. So the 790s is actually what you would have sold at 789, right? I went ahead and I did 2 trades on Tesla. The very first one came in about 5 to 10, right? So right in here, I did a put with a long put. I got in. It closed down. So we were right about here, right? Well, we closed. We pushed up and failed. So it was on this candle. 955 is what I've got written down. Was the failure right there? We moved up immediately, and I got stopped out on the next candle, right? So no harm, no foul. We got in the trade roughly at 720. You get stopped out about 724, 725. So depending on number of contracts, $4 or $5 per contract on the trade. You're going to have ones that go against you. Anybody that tells you you will not have a candidate, a trade go against you, lies. I know someone one time that was telling students that they've never lost on a trade. They've never had a trade go against them. In all the years they're trading this one system, they've never had a trade go against them. It was a stock-based system. He'd buy the stock at $60, goal of 64, whatever it was, sell the stock, get out. That's great. What he didn't tell anybody was if it did go against him, he never got out of the trade. So stocks he bought at 60 were now trading at 45 cents. It didn't lose because he hasn't gotten out yet, right? Crazy. Anybody that tells you that trades don't go against them, lies. Outright lies. You will have trades go against you. It's part of the part of the pack. It's part of the deal. You want to trade, you're going to have positions go against you, right? So I watched. I was not willing to do anything bullish on it. I watched. I waited. And at 10:20 is the time frame I've got written down. So that's a 10:15 candle. We closed below. We pushed up and failed. And there was the next put trade taken on Tesla, right? We got in when the stock was at 722. At 11 o'clock, which is right here, I got taken out of my first exit at this midpoint, just above the midpoint, right when the stock was at 712. At 11:40, right here, we actually got stopped out of the trade when the stock got back to 714, right? So no harm, no foul in there. Both good setups, right? Was I upset? Or was I mad, angry at the first one went against me? No. Would I like to have won? Of course, but it's not always going to be that way, right? It's just, okay, brush it off. No big deal. Trade went against you. Set the next trade up. As long as you're not doing something stupid, what does that mean? Amazon's announcing their split today. It's out. It's happening. I'm going to go put my whole portfolio in there. That's stupid, right? That's what I'm getting at. All right, so let's see what you guys locked in here. Jeff said Tesla credit spread in at 44 cents, out at 21.23. Reddit received on Friday. Credit received on Friday. Nice. Good job. Alan said, terrific Tesla. Yeah, it really was, Alan. I'm glad you had a good one on it as well. Erica said, Costco spread up one leg, $482. Nice job. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and look at today's candidates. You can see I've got a list built out here for our candidates today. We're going to jump into my list in Omega Charts and work it off of there. The very first one is Apple. They've got the Developers Conference. The Worldwide Developers Conference starts today. They're up $2 to 147 quarter, we'll call it, right? Let me get rid of this. Come on. So Apple's up to 147 quarter. It looks like I froze. Oh, there we go. Okay. So 147 quarter, they are they're underneath that 21 moving average. So what do I need to see happen? I need the stock to go to about 150 and retest the 149. Then I'll look at a bull put spread below 145. So it ain't a great setup right now. We got some work to do to get there. So we're going to have to contend with it. Amazon, $2,447 is the closing price on Friday. When we look today, Amazon right now is at $124.72, and it's up $2.37. And some of you are gasping, what just happened to Amazon? Right? They announced a few months ago a 20-for-1 stock split. So basically, for every one share that you had at $2,447, they're giving you 20 shares right now at the value of $124.75. So you're up. If you're holding Amazon from Friday They took your 1 share away if that's all you had, and they gave you 20 shares, or will give you at 9:30 this morning. Well, you've got them, I guess, in your account now, but when the market opens, they're going to be worth about 124 3/4, right? So this is a big deal. It is one of the biggest traded vehicles ever in history. Has been Amazon. Now with them splitting 20-for-1 on options, I'm talking about them splitting 20-for-1. The expectations on their options trades are astronomical on how many contracts are believed are going to trade. They've got massive float right now. I think it was about 16 billion is where they wind up now after the split. So they're big blue chip company as far as shares outstanding right now. What's out in the float? They're a huge company. What they've also done is solidified that no shareholder ever that is not an insider is going to have a whole lot of control, right? There's so many shares the company now has. They've just, because their shares split as well, right? So it's just a huge benefit to them as a company, right? So 124.83 right now is current price. So what's the trade setup? Buy what? Stuff. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing technically on the chart yet to give me any indication as to where it goes next, right? I can extrapolate based on where the fibs are and try to calculate. I've got to wait for the market to open and really see what happens. We're not going to get a fib drawn on here for a little while right now. But I can tell you this, funded account. I went in this morning in pre-market. I've already bought some shares, right? What I am looking at as the market opens today is and that will be, I have a meeting this morning that is going on at 9:30. I will be a few minutes late to that. And if it takes time, I'll have my charts open and I will excuse myself from that meeting because I am trading Amazon today. I'll be looking at naked puts, right? Their options have already split as far as strikes. I don't believe their pricing is right because if I could sell the 124 call against my 125 shares and bring in $56, done. I'm doing it now. Done. Right? It's done. If I can have them put me Amazon stock at 124 and they're going to pay me $90, done. I'll let them do it right now. Actually, that's where we will throw the whole account at it if we have to. Right? 7 figures go right into it. 8 figures if you've got it, right? Right into there. So I'm looking at Amazon as a long directional stock, potentially a long call, and certainly a short put, a naked put on Amazon. Right? So let me write some notes. Naked put, long call, buy stock. Guys, there's just no good technical answer to it at this point, right? DD, on the other hand, China probe done. They're going to start allowing new users again. So, by the way, Amazon was also from Morgan Stanley. They maintained their buy rating on Amazon. Somebody else did as well. I don't remember who it was, but Morgan is the big one. Right? Maintain their buy rating on Amazon. So that's huge. Right? So back to DD. DD is a $6 stock. Right now, they are so something's off in Denmark here, and I don't know why. I'm showing DD as $6 stock, and I'm showing the last price 306. So I'm wondering if there's just bad data on Omega Charts and or TradeStation. I'm going to say next on it until I can figure it out. But if they are right, if the pricing is right here, actually, let's just go over to TradeStation, assuming the number is accurate. Just TradeStation's charts will give me a hard time today. And all my numbers on the right side went away, right? If they were at $2 and they're now at $3, guys, your only choice here is if you believe the news on DD, you could go with naked puts, which in reality, they have them, right? It's just a matter of what you're going to get for it. So $3, you were $2.50, 75 cents. We moved $1, 3 cents. I just don't know what you're going to get. It's too small of a number in there, but I've got a disparity. There must be bad data on Omega Charts is what I'm guessing. So if I'm uncertain on it, I'm not going to do anything with it. $6, I had a plan, but $3, no. All right, Lilly, LLY. Their diabetes drugs have good results. They're looking to push hard on how it's reducing the risk to diabetics, right? So with Lilly, they're up $4.33 right now to 307 is where they're sitting right now. All right, so that puts them just above the 8 moving average. We need a 100-point level in here. All right, so let's do that. Let's change that over to 300. Let's change it over to a dash dot. And let's change it over to my favorite red for that level, for that line. All right. So I'm going to look at a bull put spread below 300. Right? And below 395 is better. But 300 works. Right? On ON. Let's see. Let's get them here. They're up $4 right now to $67. They're getting added to the S&P 500 on June 21st. There were 2 or 3 others being added, monthly options only, so I wasn't interested in them. But on semi, right? So if they're sitting at $67 right now, they're way up here. We're going to look at a bull put spread below 65. Here's where this trade becomes a home run if you can get premium for it. Every company that tracks the S&P 500, the spiders, every mutual fund, everything that tracks the S&P 500 has to buy ON. Now, they've been contracted to buy it at probably Friday's price. They're getting locked in. They're not going to deal with this $4 gap as the right? We're taking advantage of you. So they're okay price-wise, but that increase in volume, that increase in shares is phenomenal, right? As what the opportunity is there. So the pullback opportunity doesn't mean it won't, but the pullback opportunity is much less because of all the volume going in there. So just something to consider. Now, another attack from Russia, it really is nuclear. They blow something up that's nuclear and so forth. That definitely could throw a kink or wrench into it, right? Then we're going to go look at SAVE, S-A-V-E, which is Spirit Airlines. JetBlue just upped their offer. They upped their back out price. And if they close now, they're going to give $1.50 a share immediately to every Spirit Airlines shareholders. I mean, it's a great deal as far as the way they're offering it, but the voters have to approve it now for it all to happen, right? So they're sitting at $21.89 right now. So right at resistance there at $21.90. So what I'm going to look at is a bull put spread below 20. So that puts us right down in here somewhere. So the 20 gets us under the moving averages, then the 19. There are 50-cent increments on there as well, but I like it. All right. Oh, there's only 2 candidates left. Sorry. There's only 2. I need Sean here to help me with this stuff. Go ahead and drop your trades in there. What trades you want me to take a look at? What stocks you want me to analyze for you before we get started on the market today? All right, Starbucks, SBUX, right? They said they're only going to look outside the company for a new CEO, right? Why? There's a concern of culturally it's going to go right to where it was again with the same internal people because that's just built-in culture that's there. So they're looking outside, external, to try to find someone to help make some changes to the company. They've done phenomenal, but for them to grow to that next level, I agree. I think they need somebody that is not ingrained in their culture now and the way they do things. So they're up $1.70 on that news to about $81. So we're sitting up in here somewhere. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 79. And then solar, right, type companies, SPWR, SunPower. The White House is putting in a 24-month tariff exemption on solar companies. So good news on it. There were 3 or 4 of them that I found today that were moving. This is the only one that was weekly options on it, though. They are up $1.64 to $20 a share. So what are we looking at there? If they're at 20 right now, I'm going to look at a naked put. And in an ideal world, that naked put has a delta of 20, right? So the 17.5 had a delta of 18. It was 34 cents. We moved $1.50. So if that holds true, so we've got to see where the numbers, I mean, if it holds true, we get the dollar, that the numbers stay, but we won't. We got to see where everything moves to, if we're going to get enough premium off of it or not. But naked put, I'm also looking at, and with delta of 20, right? Also looking at a bull put spread below 18. All right, so 17, below 17. All right, so puts us somewhere down below here. All right, let's see what you guys have on here. All right, drop in the candidates I'm going to take a look at, folks. Jones said, since Amazon has split, what do you think that will do to the Qs? So same scenario, right, Joan? It's going to move the Qs. Apple's got good news out today, which is going to move the Qs, and which is why the NASDAQ, the NQ, is up so much this morning. Amazon's news that's coming out. The Qs have to have it in the right proportion, right? So they've got to make whatever adjustments are required on their end, but they're still going to own Amazon. Amazon is still in NASDAQ, so they're still in the NASDAQ 100, so they're still going to be in there. But will it move the Qs today? Here, let's take a look. So right now, the Qs are up $4.50. Let's put this up here. Get all symbols. All right. So the Qs right now are at 311, we'll call it. So blue above here, plenty room in here, right? So, yeah, and we're in a neutral bias, which means, and I've got plenty of room up to that next resistance. So there's definitely opportunity, but there's so much that is unknown right now on what's going on with Amazon. I mean, I went and bought a pre-market. We may drop to 122 in the actual market hours versus the on the open, I mean, versus the 124 and change that I paid for it, right? For me, it's a strategy, right? And there already were 2 million shares traded this morning when I did it, a little over. But I expect trading today to be in a lot more millions of shares than that, especially if someone is waiting to sell their shares. They had 100, now they've got 2,000. You're going to see an increase in volume today, I believe, on Amazon overall, right? Period. So I'm looking at that bolster on the open of all these people waiting. They don't want to do pre-market. They're waiting for the open, and they're going to buy. I don't think we're going to have a lot of people that are going, ooh, let's go buy puts on Amazon today. I think we're looking at a bullish day. So we're looking at that potential up. So I think it drives the Qs to the upside just as it does anybody else, like the individual stock. So Charles is, so I hope that helped, Joe. Let me know in the comments below. Charles is asking for LNTH. Let's see. LNTH. Lanthus Holdings. Okay, not really sure who they are. Monthly options on them. Not a lot of open interest. A little bit of a bigger spread. 760 by 840 on it. So where are they right now? LNTH is up $1.61. So let's see, we're going to put our fibs. We're going to come off of this low here. That pullback takes us right about to the 236. So that's where we're at. So we're looking at $8.50, 56, 66 would be 10. So we're pretty close in there, but we're not really concerned with it right now over there. So 68 to 76, we're good. Okay. So I would love to see the pullback to that $69 level on the bounce first, Charles, with a move up to 73.5. Keep in mind, well, it's at 73 already. I'm at 76.5. It's at 73 already. So we're kind of in the middle of this channel, right about where my mouse is. That recent high we had is where we're sitting right now. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know down below. Karen and John both put in SPY. John has a trading plan of pullback to the negative 136 fib for a long, otherwise trade off of the pivots. So the negative 136. So I don't have a 136 in here. That doesn't mean it is not a usable number. That puts us right there about that 413. Right now on SPY, we're up at 415. So I agree 100%, John. You're not going to get the move back to 406.5, I don't believe today. So definitely the move back to that whatever that midpoint is, about that 413-ish level. It's already above. Pullback bounce, 420 and 3/4 is resistance. So I like the setup, and definitely using a series of pivot points in there. You're welcome, Joan and Charles. Paul's asking for UAA. Rev showed up somewhere also. So I saw UAA come across on the news this morning, right? Which I think their news was bullish. No, well, they're actually down 3 cents right now. And even just UA, which are their C shares, are down as well. So we're kind of flat. So, there's no compelling thing in here, Paul, that tells me, look at buying this. I am not the trader of jumping early. Maybe this is the turning point. What I did with Amazon, totally different. This was a major company with phenomenal news on it, right? All good stuff. So I'd be a little cautious on this one. And I'm not a fan of trading a lot of downside on a $10, $11 stock. And then let's see. Paul said Rev is the other one. Oh, I think I did a boo-boo there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So even lower price. Who are they? Personal products. Who else are they with? Oh, Estee Lauder, Herbalife. Okay. So personal care type products, right? So right now, Rev is up 7 cents, Paul. Again, I don't see a lot here. Guys, my mantra, my routine, what I look at every time I go to place a trade, it happens automatically in my head. I don't have to think about it any longer. But the question you want to ask is, what compelling reason is there for the stock to go up or down, depending on or sideways for what you're looking for? If you're looking at this, and it's hard to tell, Paul, with just what do I think of Rev, I think it's not doing too well, and it may go down further. Right now, if it gets above the 21, we may be talking about a different story. But I wouldn't be there going, hey, throw the farm at it because I think it's going up. If anything, I would put a very, very, very small, high risk bit of capital in it if I thought it was potentially going to move up. Right. So I hope that helps. Andres is asking for Apple. We had that one in, actually the first one. Right, Andre? So we're looking at a bull put spread below 145 on Apple with that developers conference out today. Robert said, can you show the fibs on Amazon? So the problem is, Robert, we don't have fibs. Right? We do, but we don't. This is the fib, but we're going to split. We're going to split in just a little bit. And once we do, that fib is going to disappear. If you go and look at Apple, right? And I'm going to hit the letter U. On Apple, nothing happened, right? But now I'm going to start scrolling backwards. Let me hit on scrunch there first, okay? Oh, there we go. There was our fibs, Robert, and there's Apple when it opened up after their split, right? If I hit the letter U again, it all goes away, right? Hit it again, it's back, right? So the fibs are not going to help us at all. It's not going to give us anything just yet, I should say. Not that it's not going to help us. They're not going to give us anything just yet because we don't have a V top and a V bottom yet. So with Amazon, we're going to be running blind over the next couple of weeks with Pop because we're not going to have a lot of opportunity to trade Amazon. And we're going to run into the same thing with Google, and we're going to run into the same thing with Tesla when they all come out with their earnings, with their announcements. So, folks, listen, make sure that you check out Power Option Plays today. Right? It's a live training that we do day in and day out, right? I don't know I'm not Sean, so I'm just going to put it in here and hopefully it works. Post a comment, right? Failed. It didn't like my comment. All right. So I guess you can't do it that way. So, but guys, go over to the members area, right? Go into Power Hour, right? It's today at noon. We're going to see where Amazon is at, and we're going to build on this conversation on Amazon today at 12 o'clock. So with that, maybe it did go through. Yeah, it looks like it did go through on one of them, not on the other. Facebook did not like it. So if you're on YouTube, it went through the Power Hour, but Facebook said, no, we don't like this. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, be cautious on Amazon. Don't throw the farm at it, but I think it's something that is worth considering and or looking at today with this historic announcement on what it's going to do. All right. I will see all of you at our next training, which will be at noon today, right here. Same place, same bad time, same bad channel. All right, folks. Talk to you then. Bye for now.